What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Raw Calisthenics. We're now on episode number 12, and today I was doing a skill and ab focused day. As you can tell right here, I started off doing a few L-sit to handstands on a high dip bar, and my first ever successful L-sit to handstand on a high dip bar is right here. I was super hyped about it because in the past, whenever I've tried maybe like 7 or 8 times within the last couple months, and whenever I try, I just have this level of fear that holds me back, and whenever I make the transition from the L-sit into the handstand, I'm unable to press up because I have fear and I can't get high enough. So inevitably I can't do it because of fear, but today I was able to unlock it, overcame my fear, and it feels amazing to be able to make progress and to unlock a new skill. And I'm one step in the right direction. It feels amazing. So I was super hyped about that, and I proceeded to do it another 5 or 6 times just to lock it in that much more and to try to really nail it down, because I feel like my form was okay, but it was still passable. So I was happy about it. But this really made me start thinking about the power of fear and how much power it has in our lives and how much it holds us back from being who we're really meant to be. And for me, at least, fear has really held me back in so many different areas, and the more and more I start to strip away my fear when it comes to doing fitness stuff like this, when it comes to in my social life, within my career, everything that I'm doing, it's like the more I've been able to strip it away, the more it's unlocked who I'm meant to be. And I think a lot of people nowadays operate in a state of allowing fear to control their lives. And we truly don't know what we're actually made of until we overcome what's holding us back. And a lot of that can be tied to fear. I know that there's a saying out there, not sure exactly how it goes, but it's something along the lines of everything you've ever wanted in life is on the other side of fear. And I think that holds true for me especially, but a lot of people out there. And for example, me going into doing YouTube, I had a lot of fear for being judged or for not being a good creator, not making good videos, it not being good quality, having to learn the ins and outs of doing it, which in a lot of cases earlier on within my journey held me back from being able to be consistent and wanting to grow and wanting to post my stuff out there. And it's more so fear of just being judged by other people. But I've always had it in me to want to pursue this, and I finally am, because I've been able to just overcome that fear, but replace it with having belief in myself that even if I'm not at the standard I want to be right now, I eventually will, just knowing that I will get there. And same thing with me doing calisthenics too. It's like when I first started, it was a rough process transitioning from doing weightlifting to then doing calisthenics, not really knowing anything and just trying to soak in all the knowledge that I can, but coming from such a different space within fitness and not being able to do a handstand for a few months and just thinking dang, this might not be for me. But just being able to overcome and seeing yourself overcome what's holding you back and any self-limiting belief. It's like the more you overcome, the more it reinforces the mindset that you can do more. And then it's like a positive feedback loop, because the more that you prove to yourself that you're able to do what you didn't think you could do in the past, the more it eliminates fear and you can work around it. You don't allow it to affect you in the way you think, the way you operate as much, the more that you accomplish and the more that you set yourself in the right direction. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have resistance to even just starting to work out, and it's pretty sad. There's a few people in my family, as they get older, they're just not physically active at all. But you have to think some of that is attributed to having fear. Going into a gym when you're out of shape, people might be judging you, you're not really sure what to do, it's been so long, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get into the swing of things, have to change my diet. People get overwhelmed when they want to make a change in their life with everything that needs to be done, but it's all about starting small, being able to tackle a few goals at a time, And, every time that you're active, it's like, for me at least, whenever I feel like I'm in a rut, feel like I don't want to work out, I'm not motivated, and I end up going to the gym anyways, I end up getting the best workout every single time. Because the more resistance that you have to doing something that you should do, and you end up going through that mental battle, coming out on the other side, having done it, having accomplished it, you feel the best, and it really reinforces that back into your life. And, this can be applied to anything that you're doing, but, I think just the act of being able to move your body and doing something physically active is something that people can really take a lot from. And I think people can eliminate a lot of their issues if they just subject themselves to just being active and doing something with their body. Because I feel as though people get depressed and have anxiety and feel like something's missing, like there's something wrong in their lives, because they're not doing anything, they're not accomplishing anything, they're not going through any obstacles. And I think that can all be tied back to allowing fear to control your life. Because the more that you do, the more that you're going to listen to that voice in your head that's saying, oh, like, it's not worth it, I don't feel like doing it, not motivated, like there's not really a benefit anyways, what's the point? It's like you're going to listen to that, when you don't have that backbone of being able to put yourself through something uncomfortable, going through an obstacle, coming out the other side victorious. You're not going to be able to instill that unless you have a cycle of being able to achieve things. And that's how you eliminate depression, anxiety, is by being active, being persistent, being consistent with attacking your goals and just seeing yourself grow. Because if you're not growing and if you're in a state of just doing the same things in a cyclic manner where you're just playing video games, going to work to a job that you probably don't like, and you just come home, you don't really do anything, scroll on social media, play a few video games, probably order DoorDash. I mean, that's an extreme, but people end up in a cycle, and whenever you're in a cycle where you're just doing the same things over and over, not really accomplishing anything, is what keeps you in a hole. Whenever you feel as though the world's crashing down, you don't know what to do, and you just feel lost, is when it's most important to do something active. And I guarantee it's going to fix a lot of your issues in that moment. Any anxiety, any depression, any overthinking that you might be experiencing will just be eliminated, because when you're working out, if you don't allow yourself to overthink while you work out, you'll be inserted into the present moment. And that's the beauty of doing calisthenics, because me at the park right here, I'm not thinking about anything else but what I'm doing. I'm just appreciating the scenery, the fact that I'm outside, that there is an amazing park that I can go to every single day that has everything I need. You can be more connected to nature while you work out. You're not being judged by anyone because there's not anyone there watching you. There might be people passing by, but if you're in a state to where you feel as though you're not connected to fitness overall, you don't have any sense of having physical activity in your life, then start calisthenics, bro. It's not that crazy, and you don't have to overwhelm yourself with the big picture on trying to do a handstand, trying to do more advanced skills. It's all about the fundamentals, and if you incorporate the right plan with the right routine, then you'll be able to see progress. And the more that you overcome those senses of fear and doubt and replace that with believing in yourself, the closer you'll become to the person that you're meant to be. Because I've gone through the phase of partying too much, and I've also gone through the phase of just wasting my time on stupid shit. And it's just so obvious to me that we're all meant for so much more than what we subject ourselves to on a daily basis. And I think the foundation of being a human, having this human experience, it's so special. We should have so much gratitude for it. But the foundation of it all is being active and going through hardship, coming out the other side victorious. That's what it's all about. Being able to learn about yourself, putting yourself through hard situations, because they develop you. If you do the same thing all the time, you'll be the same person. And if you want to see a change in your life, you need to change first. Stop letting fear hold you back.